Our Collision 2017 coverage is proudly powered by Monster Products. Find the headphones and speakers that match your style at PLUGHITZlive.com/monster.
But there's no need to cry right now because we have a new guest.
Right, we do have a brand new guest.
She's sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you all?
We're good.
We are great.
Can you please introduce yourself for us?
Sure. I'm Max Tuckman. I'm a female founder of Caribu. We help parents, extended family, and mentors read and draw with children when they're not in the same location. So think FaceTime meets Kindle for kids.
Wow.
So that sounds pretty cool just by hearing it once. But can you go into a little bit more detail?
Yeah, absolutely. So we marry a video call and an e-reader. You have an in-app bookstore of over 200 books with 6 different languages. So you can literally in real time while you're video chatting, pick out a book, read or draw with your child. So you can play tic-tac-toe, you can draw in an educational workbook, or just read the same book over and over and over again, which is what most 3-year-olds like to do.
And you don't have to be right next to the child.
Absolutely not. You can be, though. So you can do it in real life. But also if you're a parent that travels a lot, if you work late, if you have 2 jobs, if you're co-parenting, separated, if your grandparents live far away, if
any family members,
extended family, aunts and uncles.
My niece and nephew.
Exactly. I know. I ask a lot of people, do you have a 0 to 7-year-old in your life? Because you never know. It could be a kid. It could be a grandkid. It could be a niece or nephew. So,
okay.
Yeah, for everybody.
So you're saying that you have an application that is available for people?
You can download it today, and we hope that you do.
So you're saying that I can get this app, and I could connect with my cousin.
Absolutely.
And I could say, hey, buddy, do you wanna draw something today?
Exactly.
And I could pull up a canvas or something, and I could draw with them, and they can edit the same thing.
So literally, it's almost as if you are seeing kind of like lines drawn by a ghost, right? So whatever they're drawing on their side, it comes up on your screen, and anything you do on your screen, they see it as well.
Okay, so it's
all
the
in real
same
time.
Canvas.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
In real time.
All in real time. I know, mind blown.
And it's also you can also speak through the app. It's also
so it's video. I mean, you see each other.
Oh, is it like in the corner as well?
Let me show you. So it looks a little bit like this. I don't know if I can put it on camera, but
I think it will.
It might not go through, but
it might or might not.
It looks just like that on an iPad. So the 2 videos are up on top, and the shared e-reader is on the bottom. And so literally everything that one person is doing, the other person is seeing.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So it's not just drawing. It's also games?
So the games is more like we have a book that has blank pages. And so you can there's a couple things you can do with it. You can play tic-tac-toe. The other thing that we've seen is sometimes the kid has had a rough day but doesn't really know how to verbalize it. And so there's 16 crayons that you can use to really tell your story of your day. You know, maybe a dog barked at them and they got really scared, and so they just really want to draw some grass and a mean dog, and them trying to walk near the dog and the dog barking at them, and that's how they want to tell the story and get, you know, kind of and build that memory with the parent, and also kind of it's quality time. When you try and FaceTime a kid who's 3 years old, it's like an interview. It's like, how was your day? Are you still fighting with Jackie? Did you eat something healthy? This allows you to either read a story together, and also think about when you're telling the story, all of a sudden something reminds you of something that happened last week together. Or do you remember we were at SeaWorld and we saw a dolphin like this that jumped out of the water? And so it's a totally different engaging experience than you have when you're just kind of checking in on FaceTime.
So when I'm reading, so you can also read books. I know that if I'm sitting in front of a child and I'm reading a book with them, I'm pointing out the words so that they know what I'm reading, and they can visualize what I'm reading, and there's also pictures. How does that work throughout your app?
That's a great question, because we actually have 2 features that help with that. So one is a pointer. So anytime you touch the book and hold your finger there and you scan the words that you're reading, the child on the other side sees just that blue dot that kind of like scrolls with them so that they can follow along. Especially when they're young readers, they may not be able to actually read the words themselves, but they can start to visualize which word you're saying out loud. Okay. So that's really important. Also, if you're on an iPhone, because we do work on iPads and iPhones, if you're on an iPhone, you can magnify. So the pinch and zoom works just as well on our books. And so it allows everybody to be able to see, even our grandparents, who sometimes need a little bit more help.
Yeah. All right. So is this primarily on iOS?
Right now we're on iOS. We're seeking funding so that we can build a web platform so we can get into the military and also into the Chromebooks that are in schools. And obviously Android would be also helpful because we know some families kind of share platforms.
All right. And what is your role primarily on this app? What is your...
Yeah, so our CTO actually built the app. He's our engineer, and he's done an incredible job of making it really designed for children. I think the thing we sometimes forget is when you design for children, you actually design for all age groups because we all kind of secretly want to be kids again.
Yeah, it's all cool.
And so he's really designed it for children. I was brought in as a CEO last year because I come from an education background. So I was a classroom teacher. I ran Teach for America in Miami. I worked at the Gates Foundation. I've done a couple of other things education related. And for me, this is a great reading app, and we want to take it to a literacy app. So we want to embed literacy tools into the platform so that parents and grandparents know, and reading coaches, mentors know that just by using Caribu and reading through Caribu, your child's literacy proficiency is increasing. And we need to make sure that kids are on grade level with their reading, because reading is the foundation for everything. If you can't read math problems. Right. You can't read the science instructions. If you can't read, you can't fill out a college application or a work application. And if we don't get it right between 0 and 7, as a 12th grade teacher, I know what it's like. It's just remediation.
And is that kind of what gave birth to this idea?
So the idea, actually, the reason I joined is all of that. But what actually gave birth to the idea is there was a picture of a soldier that was going viral a couple years ago. And the soldier was trying to read a book to his daughter through a webcam at a Starbucks. I know, exactly that face, right? It's crushing your heart because you're like, this guy is like trying to read. This is an
video quality.
The video quality, then you can tell it's going to be an awful experience, right? Because he's trying to do this, and the kid is like can't see through the camera, and
can lose their attention span.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And also, I mean, you have to have 2 physical books, and you don't know where, again, back to the pointer, right? You don't know where the child is or where the adult is. And so, our CTO Alvaro was pretty much like, there's got to be a better way. It's 20, it's a new generation of people who are native in digital, and even grandparents are using digital. Like, we've got to be able to solve this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. So what is the age range for this?
Yeah, so our sweet spot is really 3 to 7. That's really when kids want to be read aloud to. That's when they want a bedtime story. But 0 to 3 is also just as important. That's really when you're building the foundation of literacy. Kids need to hear at least 30,000 unique words to stay on track. It's a terrifying number, right? I mean, when you think about, and it's unique words. They can't hear go to bed, get up, let's go, hurry up, right? They hear those a lot. There needs to be 30,000 unique words.
So that they can learn and expand their
Exactly. So they're building their vocabulary. If you can't build your vocabulary, you can't build sentences. If you can't build sentences, you can't read or write, right? Mm-hmm. And so 0 to 3 is really important for our app as well. We have a whole early learning childhood section, and that allows them to focus on colors, shapes, letters, sounding out words. Those are the 5 pillars of reading. It's phonemic awareness, it's phonics, it's comprehension, it's vocabulary. And so those pieces are really important from 0 to 3.
Mm-hmm. I'm big on names and branding. I really like the name Caribu.
Thank you.
Where did that come from? Why was that the name chosen for the...
It's a great question. So it originally was because the caribou, they migrate. And so if the caribou used iPads and iPhones, they would use Caribu to stay in touch with their family members. We also, everyone's like, well, there should be an O in there, but it's spelled in Spanish. Caribu is how you would spell it. And it also means welcome in Swahili.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, we thought of it all.
That's awesome.
That's a 3-pronged decision.
So I am a babysitter.
Great.
And you did mention that there are multiple languages.
Yep.
But the child that I primarily babysit, he is bilingual. He speaks some English and some Spanish.
Perfect.
And he's very young. He's like 3 years old. And it's kind of hard for me because a lot of his books are in Spanish, and his parents want to promote him speaking Spanish when he's at home. So I think this is a great idea because his parents can while they're out of town or while they're out, they can like read him a book.
Exactly.
That's actually pronounced correctly when he's speaking Spanish. Instead of him looking at me like you don't know what you're talking about.
Cucaracha.
Cucaracha.
Your accent's perfect. I thought that was very good. So yeah, we have 6 different languages. Our books in French and Chinese are bilingual. So what that means is, let's say, for example, especially in Miami, we have a lot of Haitian American families. And a lot of times the parent or the grandparent only reads in French, and the kid is now starting to learn English, and so they only read in English. In our French books, the parent can read the top, which is in French, and on the bottom, the child can read in English. I know. It's amazing because think about how many times a family cannot read the same book together because they don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
So that's our Chinese books as well. Our Spanish books are in Spanish, but we are procuring some more bilingual books, so English and Spanish. And then again, when we start building out that literacy piece, we'll be able to engage with those vocabularies more and really build the bilingual literacy.
Okay.
I can't smile anymore.
I love it. I love that you're smiling so much.
Okay. Is this a free app?
Yes. Is it real?
I
know. It's like we're the perfect. I don't know.
So where does the revenue model for this?
Yeah. So the app is free to download, and we actually will always keep it for free because for parents, we know we've talked to so many parents. If an app is even 99 cents, you don't know if you're going to love it, and your kids. I mean, really, what you want is for your kids to love it.
Right.
So to try to have your kids love it for 99 cents, it's sometimes like too much, right? And it seems like 99 cents, but when you think of all the apps parents are buying, so it's going to be free to download always. What we are doing right now is a freemium model. So our books, there's a bunch of free books actually on the app for you to try. Okay. And again, because of parent feedback, all of our books have 5 to 6 free pages to try out each book.
Okay.
And then on the 6th page, it'll say, if you love this book, buy it. And our books are 99 cents to $3.99.
Okay.
I mean, when else can you get a children's ebook for 99 cents?
Yeah.
And big brands, right?
Exactly.
We're going to move to a subscription model in the summer, and the price will probably be somewhere around $6.99, which means that if you bought 2 Angelina the Ballerina books, it would be worth, at $3.99, it would be worth getting the subscription for $6.99. It'll give you access to all of our books, and so you'll be able to video call and read any of the books that you want.
Okay.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very awesome.
We agree.
Okay. Other question. Let's say I'm primarily like an Android user. What kind of time frame are we looking at before we get this on Android devices and not just the iOS?
So if you have any investor friends, we can do it really quickly. We'll probably do web first because I think web allows us to reach so many more families. Right. And also, if you're on Android, you can always get. It's not the best experience, but you'll be able to do it. But I think for web right now, it reaches a lot of our target demographic, right? Military who are deployed, and in schools, kids who are on Chromebooks. So for us, web is probably the next step.
Right.
But then obviously as quickly as we possibly can. And again, with investment, we can build both at the same time.
Right.
But until then, that's kind of our product roadmap.
Okay.
I know. We get that all the time.
It's absolutely fine. I mean, a lot of these things are like future goals.
Absolutely.
So speaking of goals, what else do you have planned for the future?
Yeah. So right now we're in 145 countries. So there's not many more countries to get into.
How long have you guys been around?
Since 2014 is when it was launched. It was actually a grad school project. It was like a team was put together. They were supposed to invent some kind of startup. They did, and it went gangbusters. It just like everyone fell in love with it because, as you see, it's everyone
adorable.
Gets it. It's adorable. It's well designed. It's awesome. It meets a real need. Mm-hmm. I mean, when we tell people about it, even if they don't have kids, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Like, how is this not already available?" And then I joined last year again to bring it to the literacy piece.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, sorry. So you were talking about goals. Yes. I was like, I didn't answer her question at all.
No, because then I changed the question. I needed a side question to understand how long you guys have been around, to understand your goals.
No worries. Okay. Usually when someone asks me 2 questions is when I forget the question. But I just totally.
It was my fault.
No worries. So we are at 127,000 downloads. I personally would like to get to 1 million downloads. It's one of those things where it's like, as long as we can get in front of people doing, media like this and just letting people know about it, I think we can get there. So that's my goal.
Yeah.
It's aggressive, but
all right. So if we wanted to learn, or if our viewers wanted to learn more about you or wanted to find out more about Caribu, where could they go?
So the first place you should go is, should I talk there or?
That's fine.
So the first place you should go is our website, caribu.co. There you can watch a video, you can engage with a lot of other materials that we have there, and also you can download the app. And also on, so we have a little Google Play button. You can leave your email address, and as soon as we build Android, you will be the first ones to get access to it. So leave your email address. We're definitely collecting those so we can make sure you guys have that. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram at Caribu.
And that's
awesome.
Caribu, Caribu.
Correct, spelled in Spanish.
That is amazing.
Thank
you.
you.
What's your name again?
Max.
Max,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
It was
It's been
so
a
nice to
pleasure
meet
and
you
a
That
delight.
was
guys.
nice. Thank you so much for coming on
Oh
the
my
show.
God, such an honor. Thank you all so much. Thanks for the great questions.
Thank you.
It's amazing. I love it. Love
I
it.
We
appreciate
wish you
it.
the best of luck.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
So